Hi guys, so today I thought that while I'm giving myself a face mask, refreshing my skin as it feels horrible lately, and I want it to look nice because I'm going to record another video after this, so I thought during the process we could have a talk and I could go through all the products that I love, some that I hate, recommend a few to you guys. That's going to be skincare, eyes, blush, everything really that I can show you. So yeah, I thought that's what we could do today. Before we get started, I want you guys to give this video a big thumbs up for me and subscribe because it really does help. I mean, I want to do YouTube, I want to get bigger, and the only way it's going to happen is if you guys support me, so I'd really appreciate that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Right, so this beautiful thing here is a derma roller. I heard about them and I just wanted to try them out and I absolutely love it. It's got little, tiny little needles, if you can see that. And you roll this on your face. I do it on my cheeks, chin, forehead, nose. They have other attachments, so like there's a bigger one there or you can get a smaller one. And I do that. It does make my skin go very red. But after using it for a while, I have noticed that like some scarring. I had a scar here that was quite noticeable. I mean, it's not completely gone, but it is helping. So I definitely do recommend that. I don't know what one this is because I got it as a Christmas present. But there are loads of different types out there. There's one that has a light on it that I saw Laura Lee actually look at. Coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing. It's not just good for skincare, it's good for everything. I mean, I like to use it to do oil pulling sometimes. But I get very dry skin around my nose. I'd say that my skin type is dry. And this really helps, especially on my really bad days where it just doesn't seem to want to budge and my foundation's going to sit weird. Coconut oil is a lifesaver. This brand, 7th Heaven. They do loads of sheet and like sachet masks, all different types. Like this one's called the Red Hot Sauna. So this one actually gets hot on your face. It's really good for your pores. I mean, this one is the one I've got on now. It's a chocolate one. It smells so good, and this is really good for antioxidants. Oh, yeah, it's rich in antioxidants, so it's good for moisturising. This one's a moisturising one. I use this one a lot. It's a creamy coconut one. This is a peel-off one. I haven't actually opened it yet, so I haven't tried it, but this is a peel-off one. It was a Halloween special. And then this one's a clay mask, which is good for blemishes. I mean, I've got quite a few. They're not expensive. You can get them at, well, I got these at Asda. One I've really been liking is this Revlon one. It's the Photo Ready Primer. This is really good for pores. Like when you put it on your nose and your chin, it just feels so smooth and it blurs really nicely. So this is a very good blurring one. I really like this. I just put it on when I want my makeup to have one of those days, you know. Do use this for primer. It's a T-zone moisturiser. So yeah, moisturiser again. I mean, I do just use moisturisers more than primers because of my dry skin. It's just sort of thing that sits better with my foundation. Remembers that Dream Satin mousse that everyone used to wear in school. It's not that, don't worry. But I've been really liking their, like from the same line, the Maybelline's Dream Satin Liquid. This is actually really beautiful. I mean, it sits on the skin lovely and the coverage is good. I mean, it has SPF 13 in it. I just really like this. It gives a really nice dewy, like satin finish. Another really good foundation I've been liking is the Collection Lasting Perfection one. This is actually really beautiful as well for coverage. It's not as full coverage as the other one that I just had out, the Maybelline one, but it's still really nice. It's cheaper. I've got this one and I've also got the dewy one. Oh, Illuminating Touch. So they're like, this one's just got a bit more of a dewy finish and it's just a bit more like skin than this one. This one's a bit more matte. I'm in the shade 2 Ivory and this one is the right shade for me. This is a concealer that I've actually been loving and I'm really happy I found it. I found it by mistake because I just bought a load of concealers one day and tried them all out and this one won. It's by Bonjourous. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Bonjourous, and it's the Radiance Reveal. So this is this concealer here, and I'm again in the shade 1 Ivory. I think that's their lightest shade. It's just really nice coverage, and it's not like too dark. It's quite a thick consistency. That's what I like in a concealer, but it doesn't make your eyes look cakey. It's really brightening, I mean, sometimes if I don't want to be so full on, I will take one of my darker ones, but then pop this just a bit closer to the eye just to really brighten it up. So I love this one. And then there's this one which I've loved for a long time. This one's actually coming to an end of its life. It's Superstay 24 Hour Concealer by Maybelline. And this is in the shade 2, light beige. This is actually a bit too pink for me. I'm more yellow toned, but it's a really good concealer. And I was wearing it even though I am more yellow toned. So I would recommend this. It's got really good coverage. I used it in a few of my past videos if you do want to go check that out. I also want to talk about this from MUA Makeup Academy. It's the Pro Base Conceal Palette. This is just a really good palette if you want to have all the colour correctors. I mean, I like the compact it comes in. It's got a good amount of product in there, and it's really creamy, like really creamy. It's one of the best creamy foundations for colour correcting that I've come across. And then for more high end, I would recommend this MAC palette. Again, I've been loving this, especially this shade down here. It's really light and very yellow toned. I mean, this is one of the few concealers that is kind of the perfect tone for me. It has got a lot more yellow pigments in it, and the coverage is really good. You don't need a lot with this, you really don't. It is obviously more expensive being MAC, but I thought I'd chuck in a high end around there as well. Another thing I want to talk about are these by Makeup Academy as well. They're the colour mixers. I mean, I've got a dark one and a light one. They're really good if your foundation is a bit off, or if you're working on a client. These are really good and really good, like a good price, so it's not really expensive, and it's a better way than just buying loads of foundations. So powders, right, my favourite loose powder is actually by The Body Shop. I don't know if they still do this because I got this so long ago, it just doesn't seem to run out. But it's called the Loose Face Powder. I'm in shade 3. And it's just really finely milled. Like, I can't really show you guys. Oh, there you go. It's just really soft, and it makes my skin feel really soft afterwards. Like, it's one of those powders you put on and it sets it beautifully. It doesn't look like you're wearing powder, so it doesn't cake up. It makes your skin feel really soft after. Pressed powder, as you can see, it's pretty much all empty. I love my collection powder. I mean, there's no flashback. Again, it just gives like a really set-in feel to your skin, and it really smells good. I mean, I don't know what it is, it just smells really nice, and I'm in the shade 18 Ivory. And then for baking, I actually like the Makeup Revolution Lace Baking Powder. Again, really finely milled, but it just sits a bit nicer than the Makeup Revolution one if you want to bake. I mean, you have to use quite a lot of that to get it to the consistency that I like to be a bake. So I do really like this as well. Eyeliner, I've only really got one for liquid at least, and it's actually by Soap & Glory. It's the it's Super Cat Eye. I know a lot of people actually talk about this. I just really like it. It's one of the easiest things I've used to create a flick. So yeah, I mean, eyebrows, I've been really loving this brow pomade by Makeup Revolution. This is really good. This is in the shade medium brown, and it's just quite grey toned, this medium brown shade. Let's watch there so you can see that's the shade. I thought now we'd talk about bronzers. Again, bronze wise, I've always gone back to the same bronzer, so I'm only going to be mentioning one, but it is The Body Shop, and it's the Honey Bronze. Again, I've heard that they're discontinuing their Honey collection, and I'm hoping they're not, because I love this bronzer, and if you can get your hands on it, grab it. It's really good if you've got pale skin. Like, really good. Their shade range for pale skin for this bronzer is amazing. It's not orange at all, and I just love it. It's such a nice cool toned bronzer. You get a nice amount of product in there, and it just feels really soft. I mean, even against my skin, I don't know if you can see it right there, but it's buildable. It gives a nice bronze without being like, oh my god, orange. For blush, I actually recommend this palette by Makeup Revolution. I like Makeup Revolution blushes because they're smooth, they're not too intense. They have got pigment there though, that I can get it to hold up. Yes, so that's the actual order there. Also recommend this palette by Makeup Revolution for contour, the Pro HD. This is because the browns are really nice, like the shade range you get is quite nice, I think, and I really like the powders, like this one right here is really good if you just want to quickly set your face or get rid of any oil. I mean, that's not often for me because I'm very dry skinned, but it's really good. Like, sometimes I get a crease under my eye and I'll pop some of that powder like just in the crease and it gets rid of it. So I do really like this palette as well. I am actually going to recommend another blush because I like this. It's the Milani Baked Blush. This is beautiful. Like, I absolutely love it. It's got some gold reflex in it, which makes it even better. So now we're going to move on to eyes. I have a few things to go through with eyes. To start with, I will say that I actually got this loose pigment glitter kit on eBay. If I find it, I'll link it down below. But of course it's eye safe glitters. I double checked all that, finely milled. So they come in little pots like this and they're beautiful. I mean, that shade right there is actually gorgeous, and they came with about 20 different colours, and I think it cost me like £6, and it's just beautiful. And on the eyes they look gorgeous as well. I mean, it's kind of hard, I think, to get a glitter on, but I absolutely adore these. They're beautiful, and for the price. I want to move on to these like eye creams. I mean, they are by Eye Studio, Maybelline. They're by Maybelline, and they're just really pretty. They're called Colour Tattoos, and they're really hard to get off. Like, they stay on your lid, and they come in like beautiful shades. I mean, they're all like metallic, so like this is a metallic pink, and then this one is a metallic blue. I mean, that's just gorgeous. And then I've also got the gold here, but like, can you see that? I mean, especially that blue shade, that is gorgeous. I love so many eyeshadow palettes, but I don't want to obviously tell you every single palette I've got because that would take a while. So I'm just going to pick a couple that I'm using and reaching for the most. Is this Morphe palette. I mean, this is beautiful, the 39A. I love this palette. I mean, again, this is really good for contouring. I use it sometimes for my brows if I want to switch to a powder. But I love all the colours in there. They are beautifully pigmented. Let's see what ones to swatch because there's so many. Let's take, look at that. I just can't get over them. They're beautiful. Excuse my dodgy swatches. Like, that was all one swipe and they're beautiful. So yeah, if you guys can grab that palette, grab it. I mean, Morphe's a really good price anyway. It's like £22. This is more a brand than a single palette, but I've been loving Juvia's Place. I mean, I think their palettes, for the price you pay, are absolutely beautiful. All the shades are just, this one's been well used, but all the shades are just really well thought out. I mean, I like bold colours, so this sort of palette for me is just beautiful. So those are the blues in this palette, and what I like to do is create like an ombre just of that top row. It looks gorgeous. I mean, and then this is the Magic palette, and again, the colours in this are gorgeous. I can't flaunt it. I mean, there isn't even like one shade in there that I've tried and been like, oh no. Another palette I want to talk about is the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. This palette I actually got on sale, so I was really happy about that. But it's one of the only palettes that have come with a brush that I've liked, because it's an actual blending brush. It's not one of those really tacky, just sponge brushes, you know what I mean? And again, I like this palette because I'm someone that I do like browns and nudes, but I'm more towards colours. So if you're not one of those people, you're not going to like this, but I am. And I love the detailing. Like, this is like a 3D gem type effect. So this is the last palette I'm going to talk about. It's by Makeup Revolution. So this is Drugstore, and it's called Fortune's Favour the Brave. It's this palette right here. And I like this palette because it's very pigmented, and I like the thing that got me with this palette was you get so many shades for such a good price. I mean, I think how many you get there. And I really like the shimmer shades. I mean, this one right here is beautiful for your inner corners. I mean, I was obsessed with using that for my inner corners for ages. So I'm now going to actually move on to highlighter. The cream first. This is also by Maybelline. Maybelline are doing really well, aren't they? This is the Master Strobe Liquid. Now, again, I'm not a huge fan of creams or liquid highlighters, but this is beautiful. You need like the tiniest little dot. See, like that. And then if I just blend it out on my finger, like that, it's beautiful. It gives a really nice glow. And like, I tend to build it up more, so if I add another dollop, you can make it more intense to the point where it's like, whoa. And I also like to build on top of it, so I add powders on top, but it sits on the foundation really nice. Like, it doesn't take it off, and it doesn't just grab anything, it's just, it sits right. There's another cream if you don't want to spend as much, which is in Primark, and it's called the PS Strobe. It's not as intense as that, like, but it's still really nice. I mean, it's a different colour anyway, but this blends out a little bit. I mean, it does still look really beautiful there, but it's just not as in your face as that one, and it's a bit more liquidy in texture. On Makeup Revolution, they had a stocking, like a Christmas, not stocking, calendar. And the calendar alone gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 highlighters. And they're all beautiful. I mean, some of them are too dark for me, like these two. But they are still gorgeous. They came with a couple of creams. This is like a peach, and then this is a gold. But the one I want to talk about the most is this one, called Ice Kiss, which I know quite a few people I've seen have said how much they like this highlighter. It is beautiful. I'm just going to swatch it on my wrist. And it's so creamy. Like, look at that. It is just, it's really pretty, like really pretty. Hi guys, sorry, my camera actually cut off. Well, not my camera, but I'm not too sure, my footage has just disappeared. But after the highlighters anyway, all that I talked about was liquid lips, and the only thing I had to say about them was about the Makeup Revolution lip kits. You need to go check them out because they're really good, and the price is really affordable. I didn't like them before because I had tried them before, but they've changed the formula, so go look at those. And the lip scrubs from Lush, they are amazing because they're actually grittier than any other ones that I've tried, so it feels more like they do something. So yeah, I'm sitting here editing now, and I've taken my mask off, and that's when I realised the footage wasn't there. So I am sorry about that. So yeah, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys liked some of the products that I have now shared with you. I really hope you do try some of them and let me know what you thought. Or if you have them anyway, tell me what you think of them. If you agree with me that I think they're really good, or if not, and why. I think it's good because makeup is different for everyone. And please like this video, subscribe, tell me down below what else you'd like me to do. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.